I have been in Vietnam for 2 weeks now. I have 1 week left on my volunteer vacation. This is my first time ever volunteering in a global environment, and I am extremely impressed with how Global Village operates. They've actually are trying to go to the heart of like education. They just many different programs to actually help the people in Vietnam. In Da Nang, we went to, for example, an establishment that gives like massages by the blind.
Yes, we saw it in one of her newsletters.
It was a very good massage, but it's wonderful to think that these women and men that might not have had any opportunities now actually make a very good living. And so it's not just giving money, it's actually helping them to help themselves. And fundamentally, that's what most of us in the Western world feel about education. You have to educate them first in order to have them be able to help themselves.
How did you hear about Global Village?
I found out about it through a third party, but the reason why I selected Vietnam was actually the mobile library, because I love to read, and reading has played an immense part of my life and even in my family's life. We read, my mother and I probably read 20 books a week. So we really enjoy reading. And reading allows you to escape whatever moment you're in and go someplace completely different. So I really liked the idea that they were actually providing books. And that was actually the one reason why I selected this group, was the mobile library.
Once you found out about the project and read about it, how did you contact them?
We went through a third party, more or less, to arrange for the trip. Now that I've been here, I would go directly to globalvillage.org and make arrangements through them. Because I think normally they have a set schedule of workshops that they do to make a whole, I think they were describing that Singapore came over, a group, and they built quite a few of these mobile libraries. And then there's other groups that they organized to actually build the library or build a school. So there's actually set dates where they've actually scheduled big projects. I assume that they probably, if you came outside that period, you could probably do something like I'm doing, just kind of helping one-on-one teach English in a school. But it's just I'm very impressed with all the people from Global Village that I met. Vin and Hung and Layli have just been incredibly generous people.
Are you planning to come back?
Yes, I am.
With the same program, teaching English, or involvement with the library?
The library, it really doesn't matter. I would like to do a little bit of everything. I enjoyed helping build the house.
You did actually do it with the construction project?
Yes, and it wasn't what I was expecting to do. So it was a little hot coming from Alaska to go from winter directly into manual labor in a hot environment. But it was very rewarding. The homeowner just absolutely, he was incredibly appreciative of all of our efforts. So I kind of like the idea of doing a little bit of both. So maybe working on the mobile libraries or in a workshop, and then, if I tack on an extra week, helping on, in a school, teaching English. So.
One of the complaints we have heard from people who work with...
I packed one suitcase for my entire 3 weeks, and half of it was crayons. So there's a few more things that I personally would have brought, like work gloves. Just be prepared to do a little bit of everything. I mean, I think they were saying that one group that came over to teach, because of the flooding, had to deliver food. And they really wanted to teach the children. And my opinion is, if you're coming to volunteer on something, you kind of help do whatever they need in that particular moment. So if it is building a house, whether it's teaching or delivering food, you have to be willing to, yes, be flexible. So flexibility obviously is probably the key. Vietnam in general, especially this area, is incredibly safe. The people are incredibly kind. The only hazard is probably crossing the street. And you really kind of want to avoid the cars. But other than that, this is an absolutely wonderful place. I think when I think of charities, especially in the U.S., because of the bureaucracy, a lot of times they have their overhead where they're taking 30% or a larger portion off. I think Global Village takes a maximum of 10%, and they're Vin and Hung are not paid, they're volunteering. So it's really nice to see that the money that's being donated is going directly into, and it's not helping just the people in the city. My local friend said there's a lot of work that goes into people coming to volunteer, and they just work on the people in the city. And she says when you go outside of the cities, they're very, very poor people, and you have to be willing to help the people that need the help, not just the ones that are convenient to you. And it's a very good program that they have here, because they're willing to work with all different types of people in areas that they feel that need the most. And I think they somehow prioritize it based on need. And I think they explained that they want to do the mobile library for all the schools in the one area. They don't want to just kind of like leave out half the kids in that particular district. So they get enough funds to actually in that area.